2020 was a tough year. It was a really rough ride for us creatives, and we all learnt a lot. And with this newfound knowledge, if you've been toying with the idea, if it's been a hobby, now in 2021 is the best time to start a photography business. So in this video, I'm going to be going over some crucial and vital tips to ensure you have a successful photography business in 2021. Let's roll that intro. What's going on, guys? Connor Wells here. Welcome back to the channel. I hope you're all having a fantastic day. I hope you're all having a great 2021. 2020 is gone. It's behind us. I'm praying, fingers crossed, that 2021 is going to be a great year. If you want to make the jump to make sure that this photography business is no longer a side hustle, you want to move out of side hustle season, you want to scale up and make sure this is going to be your main job, then this is the video for you. And stick around to the end where I share a little bonus tip on what you can do to ensure you have a fantastic photography business. As you may or may not know, if you're new around here, back in March last year, the day before lockdown, I decided to quit my job. Here in the UK, the day before lockdown, I decided to quit my job and pursue making my own photography, video production, podcast production agency. And so far, it's going very well. So trust me on these tips, they will work for you. Tip number one, I think is pretty obvious, but act like a professional. If you want to be a professional photographer, act like a professional photographer. Work hard, show up on time, and always deliver great customer experience. Answer your phone, return calls, respond to emails. Make sure you are always accessible. This is the only way to generate good reviews and future business. Tip number two is have a professional looking website. Once you come up with the idea of having a photography business, you'll need an attractive and impressive website. Think of your website as a storefront. If you're walking in your town centre, in your city, and you see a shop that looks really nice from the outside, the shop window, you're going to want to go into that. If you see a shop with all the lights off, you're going to think it's closed. Think of like that when it comes to your website. Your website should be the go-to place other than your Instagram feed. We'll talk about that in a minute. Your website should be the go-to place for your future customers to see your work. So you need to include samples of your work, a description of your background and your history, and most importantly, this is mandatory, your contact information. Your portfolio needs to be easily found on your website. Don't hide it in the little drop-down menu. Make sure it's there clearly on your website. Your portfolio is on display. Tip number three is do not abuse social media. Social media is the best platform for you to grow your business, especially as a photographer. So Facebook, Instagram, sometimes even Twitter, you never know. But join social groups, join Facebook groups, join forums. You can network and engage with other people in that industry. And it's the best way to promote your business. You can also actually learn quite a lot. I learned quite a lot from social media, from other photographers local in my area and other sort of photography groups. I'm part of like 2 Canon M50 fans like Facebook groups. And I'm always learning something new. So do not abuse social media, and I'll tell you why you should not abuse social media. I looked into it last year, and around 65% of my bookings came from social media, whether it be Facebook reviews, people seeing my photos, my video work on my social media pages, on my Facebook page, on my Instagram. People would comment, want the same thing, and then I get that booking. So post regularly on your social media accounts. Tip number four, and this is arguably the hardest thing for a new photography business, a new photographer to do, is come up with a pricing plan. The most challenging thing for every photographer is figuring out how much you'll charge for your services, especially when you've just started your photography business. Figure out the worth for 1 hour of your time. Once you figure that out, also take into account for every 1 hour you take during a photo session, make sure you take into account the other 3 hours it will take to editing the photos. So 1 hour photo session, 1 hour shooting photos, 3 hours editing the photos. Editing photos takes a lot of time. Make sure you take that into account when you're figuring out your pricing. Also, maybe have that listed on your website as well. Make sure you put it on your social media as well, so that, you know, people can get a gauge of how much you cost, and they can figure that out, and possibly you get those bookings. Not everything is social media. Tip number 5, design a unique business card. Business cards are not dead. Business cards are still a viable source of networking of business. You need a creative and professionally designed business card for your photography business in order to stand out from the competition. Business cards are incredibly useful when you're going out in the field, going to events, conferences, weddings, all sorts of things. If you go to an event, if you go to an expo, if you're shooting a wedding, pre-wedding, if you're shooting a gig, make sure you bring plenty of business cards with you, because if someone wants to see your work instantly, if somebody wants your socials, someone wants your contact details, you can just hand it to them instantly. Get business cards. If you're not sure how to design business cards or not sure what the first step is, I recommend going to Canva. It's a service I use for my social media and my branding. I use it a lot. There's a brilliant amount of templates there for business cards, YouTube thumbnails, social posts, Instagram stories, and all that sort of stuff. But their business card library is incredible. So make sure you make it your own, but Canva is a good place to start. Now, I said stick around for the end for a little bonus tip. This is sort of bonus tip. Tip number 6. Post on YouTube. YouTube is the second biggest search engine after Google. So why would you waste that reach by not posting on YouTube? There is so much you can post about photography and your photography business on YouTube, just like I'm doing today. Make videos about your editing process, talk about your gear, talk about your experiences shooting weddings, shooting couples, shooting portraits, shooting product photography. Make videos about your photography business. You know, last year and this year, I plan to make more behind the scenes like videos when I'm out on shoots, you know, when I'm doing couple shoots, when I'm doing product shoots, when I'm doing portraits and stuff. It's all great content, and you can advertise and soft sell your business, your photography business, through your YouTube videos. So do not waste that reach. Post on YouTube about your photography business, because at the end of the day, you never know, it may land you more work. So those are my tips for running a successful photography business. These are all tips that I follow and use every day, and this is why it has now become my full-time job. I have regular clients, I'm connected in my community, and I am generating income. If you found these tips useful, don't forget to let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video and got some value out of it, hit that like button and let me know. Smash that subscribe button as well, it'd be really, really helpful. If you'd like to see my work on my professional design website, you can head over to connorwells.com and you can see my portfolio and my work. Whilst you're there as well, you can check out my Lightroom presets. These are presets that I use when I'm editing photos. Check them out, let me know what you think. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Stay safe and have a great day. Peace.